you know.
Wish me luck,
Diasa, I go best if you're not pa. I say you walk all that. I saw never fry your body. Boy, a pal of the dance. Miss with Papa dance. The girl in wine for the dance. You want show me how you dance. Show me how you dance the way you do.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome back to Eve's Eye. And honestly, lately I know I haven't been up to date with my Ghana posting, and I've had so much messages. I'm like, okay, if I don't answer these messages anytime sooner, I'm gonna be taken to court, legit. So I don't want to be taken to court, so I decided to do a video on Ghana because honestly it's one of those things. It's like I have to explain, and I believe these videos help you a lot, and I'm so happy that your lovely messages that I get from Snapchat. If you're not a part of my Snapchat gang, okay, gang, you have to join. Okay, this is my Snapchat right here. Follow. I will answer some of your messages. I said some because honestly there's so much, but I will reply. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me your needs. You can also email me. This link right here, whenever you email me, I respond. It takes probably 2 to 3 days depending, but I try to respond as quickly as possible. So yes, so this week I want to give a shout out to my makeup artist. Look how good she's made me look, eh? Wow, mama, you're fresh. She's made me look so good. Her name is Claudia, and she did this at 8 a.m. in the morning. And look at my face. Fam, I'm fresh, okay? And I want to also give a big shout out to Karen. She did my hair for me, and I put it into bendy rollers. If you guys seen the condition of the hair before, you would have been like, ish, this girl made magic. So yes, so thank you so much to all the beautiful ladies that put me together. This week, I believe I'm gonna talk about the pros and cons of living in Ghana, and it's something that's like more sensitive because it's really a matter of the person, or let me say the individual. So do not judge me about my perception. We all have different experiences. So from a foreign, let me say, aspect, and for someone who has lived in Ghana for multiple times, I've been to Ghana like back and forth. I could confidently say I've lived in Ghana for 6 years, because if I've gone back and forth and I put all together, even if it's not the same 6 years, I still lived in Ghana, and I know the ups and downs, and that's why I like to share my perspective. I believe that anyone is out there that's like probably going through the same thoughts, like what are the pros and cons? I want to go back to Ghana. I believe I need to go back home. Well, me and you are on the same page. We can relate. So here's the take on what you need to know, the pros and cons. I believe there's a lot of pros, and I know a lot of people want to hear the pros. So here's a pro in Ghana: freedom. Freedom, freedom, freedom. And I believe there is no place like home where you feel free. I say free because when I'm in Ghana, I feel like there's no timing, there's no TikTok, 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 TikTok. No, there's more like peace. It's something that I cannot describe, but this is as far as it goes. I don't feel under pressure. I don't feel stressed. I do not feel like I am under some pressure like living in Canada. And it's like I can actually chill, you know, like I can actually give myself some time, and I feel free. A lot of people who, let's say, want to go back home want to be free. And the bondages that we have here, or let me say the types of things that we go through here, is no longer there when you go back home. Because of freedom, that's why a lot of people want to go back home. And that's the number one thing that I believe anyone should feel: free. Second thing is I feel more in tune with my people. It doesn't matter where you're from. I believe the fact that you have a deep connection with your people when you're out there, like when I'm out there, I can relate to these people. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not that crazy. Oh, okay, they do this too. Oh, okay, this is normal. Okay, you find people that are actually you could relate to, and probably sometimes you may not be able to relate to because some people haven't been back for so long, so to them it's like, oh, okay, this is all new to me. But for me, because I've been going constantly, so I'm like, oh, this is nothing. This is nothing. This person, you're like, okay, that's new. That's not nothing to me. And so I like the fact that I can relate to people when I'm out there, and and to be honest, I can relate to people all over the world, but it's just different. It's like, these are my people, you know. So yes, but for those of you who probably are let's say, haven't been back home, you might be a little out of touch, but I believe whilst you are there for a long, let's say 3-4 weeks, you'll get used to it. A third thing that I would say that I love about Ghana is like the ideas you come with. You come up with some ideas. Like, for instance, for me, when I went to Ghana, the ideas I came up with was, I want to do charity work. I want to give back. I want to do this. I want to, like, even me doing all these interviews and stuff that you guys see. Honestly, most of my inspiration is from back home and from the people I see. My drive to succeed and my drive to touch people's lives is from the fact that I go back home and I see the conditions that are there. I'm like, okay, so this person does not have nothing but is able to succeed, then what's my excuse? If I was here in Canada, I wouldn't be prompted to do. I don't know what it is about. I just guess everyone's different, but me, my experience, I come up with so much ideas when I'm in Ghana. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this project, maybe I can do this creativity. But because I have ideas doesn't mean that's gonna work. And that's where I'm gonna talk about the cons. The cons are something that I believe is a little touchy. So before I get into that, I'll tell you another thing. The fourth thing I would like to talk about, the pro. If you are strategic, because everyone can be smart. If you are strategic and you are able to, let's say, manage yourself in trials and tribulations, you are able to succeed and thrive in what you're doing back home in Ghana. And the beauty of it is that there's no taxes. So whatever business you start, there's not a lot of like taxes. When you own a land in Ghana, it's yours. I don't know if the laws are changing, but when you own a property in Ghana, it's yours. It's not the government. They come in for some stuff, but like, it's basic stuff. But over here, you own a land, it's for the government, whether you like it or not. That's another thing. You own stuff. So that's my, like, I love that. So if you're strategic, if you are able to manage and thrive, you can succeed in anything you're doing, and everything that you own is yours. So that's another thing that I'll say that's good about Ghana. The fifth thing about Ghana that you will appreciate when you live there is you will not take anything for granted. You will not take anything for granted. And that's what I gained from living in Ghana. I did not take anything for granted. I did not take or seize any opportunity. If I want something, I'm going to get it, and I'm not taking advantage of it. And then when I do get it, I'm not taking advantage of it. So the thing is, if you are someone who probably takes advantage of a lot of stuff, or the people around you, you'll start to not take advantage of things. So yes, that is a pro for someone that lives here, okay? Because I take advantage of a lot of stuff. I take advantages of the water. I can boost. Someone will say I can bath in water and not be gracious to the environment, or I can let the water sometimes run, even though I live in a house. Yes, but when you're in Ghana and your water is not flowing the way it's supposed to flow, you will not take anything for granted. I get a lot of questions from people in the States, and they always ask me, I'm new, I don't know what to do. How do I go about this? Like, I've never been to Africa before. I want to go to Africa so bad. What are the pros? What are the pros? Tell me about the pros. Well, if you're someone that I have to say this because I don't want to just just go into the steps. If you are somebody that has not been back to Ghana before, or has not been to any sort of country in, let's say, Africa, once you go out your comfort zone and you travel to one of these countries in the continent, you will find a sense of peace. So don't hesitate to do something. At the end of the day, people been traveling. If my parents did not travel from, let's say, Ghana, they will not find the promised land. So there's nothing wrong with you leaving your comfort zone to go somewhere that is a total foreign place. Just like how you'd probably travel to a next city, is the same thing. I look at Ghana. It's like anywhere in Africa. I honestly, by God's grace, hopefully like in the next few years or even a few months, because you never know what God could do, that I can actually travel the whole of Africa and I will not feel no way. I will not feel hesitant. And because I will find a sense of peace, because I will know that I did something that a lot of people cannot do. So be that person that is courageous, and you could do anything you want to do on this earth. And yes, I'm talking to you, the one who's sitting there asking themselves 10,000 questions as to if I should go or not. And stop procrastinating. Please stop. Just stop. So yes, that's my pros. Now let's get to the cons. Cons. It's hard adjusting to the system. It is hard to adjust because, first of all, it's a whole different movement. It's a whole different system. Their system is not your system. Their system will not grace you because if, let's say for instance, you have never been to Ghana or you've never been to anywhere, any part of Africa, it will not the system will not be as easy, just like anything, like any job. Take it as a job, okay? When you go to the job first, you are not used to it, but eventually you will have people who will train you, or let me say have people that will like show you around, teach you this, teach you that, and after that you can just walk around, do whatever you want to do. The system is different. Just like anywhere, the system is different. You may have a hard time adjusting to the system. For instance, money-wise, you'd be like, why is my money finishing so quick? Because you have a certain living here that is not there, and so you have to pay for that living. So there's the question as to what I always tell people. If you haven't watched the video where it says moving to Africa, what, like the tips, you should watch that video, because I will tell you again and again, you have to plan, because the cons are serious. If you are broke, who's gonna send you money? Who's gonna e-transfer you? Like, so you have to think about that. There is a con and there's the system that you may not be able to be used to. Number two, if you have nowhere to live, it is a con because it's not easy to rent. So if you do not have a space where you can lay your head, it can become a problem. So I would say to all the daredevils out there that you should consider finding people, at least 3. Please, that's something you don't want to be outside of your house and struggling. Now my third one, the con is don't follow the political system there. Don't depend on anybody for now. Now I say for now because there's a system where I think there's a lot of people who are into politics. I don't like to touch upon politics because politics is like religion. You can never get to the end of it. Do your thing, boy or girl. Do your thing, man or woman. Do your thing. You could do it. Another con is people can lie to you. People can deceive you. People will take your money. People will tell you the world. I'm so sorry, but there's a lot of cheats out there. There's like anywhere in the world, there are fraudsters. Anywhere in the world, there are people who will take your money, okay? That's a profession that's all over the world. Even the Bible says, okay? So don't blame only, let's say, corruption in Africa. I don't like to touch upon that because it's sensitive, and I don't want anyone to think that Africa equals corruption. That's not the case over here. My situation as you have to be smart. You have to avoid people being, let's say, smooth with you. Oh, I can do this for you. I will do this for you. I will climb the moon for you. Nobody will climb the moon for you. Nobody will even reach the moon for you. You have to be your own moon, and you have to do it yourself. Stop relying on people, and people that like to give their hearts out to people relationship wise. Say if you are like, I don't know, a lot of people just go out for love, you know. We've all done it before, you know, where it's like, oh my God, I met this person is great, you know, this person. But the thing is, like, you gotta be careful with any situation. You gotta be careful. You just gotta be careful. There's a lot of fraudsters who will dupe you for anything. So you have to be careful when you're going out there. Just be careful. That's a con. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody. I'm telling you, if someone says, even don't trust the person that's gonna do, let's say for instance, if you are going back and you're gonna go build your house, please don't trust them, because our parents, I've seen way too much of my parents be deceived. Even don't trust the religious people. Don't trust Ghanaian pastors. Some of them, not all of them. Once again, do not attack me for something that I've seen. And that's what I'm saying, some of them, not all of them. Just don't trust certain pastors. If they say, bring this amount of money, I'll pray for you. Be careful of people who will deceive you. Be careful. I have to emphasize on that because it's serious. So yeah, don't go out there and trust anybody, not even the religious people. So yeah, a last thing that somebody may take it as a con. If you're one of those people that get discouraged easily and you're like, if I don't see this, I'm gone. Well, in Ghana, things intend to be much slower. So the system is slow. That's a thing that I felt like when I was back in Ghana, everything was slow. Nothing moved. It's like stagnant water. So what you have to do during those slow times is that you have to keep yourself busy. And how do people deal with those times? They either find a way through someone that knows the system, that's like, okay, honestly, when you're going to Ghana, find people to partner with that are actually succeeding in whatever business they're doing and run with them. And it's not easy to find someone who's gonna give their, time, because people are busy. Sometimes when people, like, really and truly anywhere, everyone's busy, but you have to find a way to involve yourself, or let me say engage yourself with those people. So to be honest, go with a different attitude, okay? Go with an attitude that's positive, but the pros and cons are similar like anywhere else in the world. Nothing is guaranteed in this world. You have to go with an open mind and you have to be determined. It's not for everybody, that's fine. You can go and visit. Visiting is also not a bad thing. I visit, as of now, I'm a tourist. I would love to live there, but things, as I said, we have to consider certain things. So yes, that was my session of the pros and cons of Ghana. I love you, honestly, guys. I love you guys. The questions are always amazing. Want more questions and details, please feel free to email me, Snapchat me, Snapchat gang, how you guys doing? And honestly, we could talk from there. Like, I'm really down to earth when it comes to these things, even though it takes forever. And if I don't reply, please resend, but don't resend too much, because then So yes, guys, so that was Eve's Eye. If this is your first time tuning in, please don't forget to do 3 things: like, subscribe, and share. And honestly, stay tuned for more of these videos. They're gonna be dropping like hot fire, hot fire. Yeah. Eve's Eye.
Diasa, I go best if you're not I say, yeah, I sana